Auf der Suche nach Molly fuhren Jim und Lukas auf dem Staatsschiff ihres Freundes, dem Kaiser von China, durch die Meere. Da begegnete ihnen das Schiff der Wilden 13. Sie waren die schrecklichsten Piraten, die die Welt je gesehen hatte.
Sie sind es.
Die Wilde 13?
Ja, mit Molly an Bord.
Molly?
So, jetzt wird es ernst.
This video presents the new features of version 5.13 of the Windows Store app Track of the Day. Have fun! There are 3 user profiles: Beginner, Advanced and Expert for easy access to Track of the Day. You can change these user profiles in the application settings. To open the settings, click on the button with the gear icon. Application settings are divided into sections, with user profiles at the top. A user profile can be set permanently, alternatively free selection is also possible. The Expert user profile is used in all Track of the Day tutorials. If you can't find a setting or menu on your computer, you probably have the Beginner or Advanced user profile enabled. Let's get to the new features. The option to scroll the application settings with the mouse wheel is new. To make this work, hover over the column with the labels with the mouse. If you now turn the mouse wheel, expanded areas are also scrolled up or down. If you point to a list with many elements, you can also scroll it. The associated section does not move. It happens again and again that users accidentally install the paid Pro edition of Track of the Day via the Microsoft Windows Store app and start the free 30-day trial period. However, the paid Pro edition comes with a lifetime Pro license, so you can't put a Pro license here, which occasionally causes confusion. In version 5.13, a corresponding notice is now displayed. To switch from the paid Pro edition to the free edition, you first uninstall the Pro edition and then restart your computer. Then open the Microsoft Windows Store app and search for Track of the Day. Now you can find both the free and the paid edition. The free edition can be recognized by the fact that there is no additional Pro edition. After installing the free edition, you can increase it to the functionality of the Pro edition for a period of 7, 30, or 365 days with a Pro license. If the Pro license has expired, the free edition is available again. There is no unpopular subscription and no annoying weekly advertising emails are sent either. Direct communication with USB devices is one of the key features of Track of the Day. For technical reasons, such a feature does not exist for route planners that run in a web browser. With version 5.13, it is now even easier to use all types of navigation devices, but also SD cards, USB sticks, and other storage media conveniently and without detours. To be able to import and export tracks, routes, and POIs via a USB cable, open the USB device selection dialog after establishing a USB connection. In the list of connected devices, you then select the target device and select the folder that you want to use for exchanging tracks, routes, and POIs in GPX file format. Garmin navigation devices have a folder called GPX in the internal storage area. You select this folder and you're almost done. If an additional memory card is available in the navigation device, there should be a Garmin folder on it that contains a GPX subfolder. If this simple folder structure is available, memory cards are recognized automatically. A special configuration is not necessary. Users of TomTom navigation devices select the TomTom folder on the inserted memory card. For USB sticks and SD cards, any folder can be used for importing and exporting GPX files. Selected devices are listed as known devices in the application settings. Alternatively, they can also be managed via the USB device selection. Known devices are automatically recognized when you later reconnect them to your computer or tablet. Existing GPX files can now be imported directly from all USB devices. Creating new folders and deleting existing folders is also supported. Here we see how the known devices list is managed. To simplify the export of routes, you can select the target device directly in the export dialog. If several devices are connected in parallel, tracks, routes and POIs can be exported to all connected devices in turn. The POI Live view has also been expanded. A new feature is the ability to remove POIs from the map that you have not used when planning a route, or to delete them completely. This is useful if, for example, you have displayed petrol stations along a route with the POI Super Search on the map. If you have added one or more gas stations to your route as a via point, you can now easily remove all the gas stations you no longer need from the map or delete them permanently. Here's how to use this new feature. First, we look for gas stations along a route at 50-kilometer intervals within a 5-kilometer radius. We repeat this search with restaurants. Then we look around with Google Earth, Google Maps, and Google Street View and create some additional exciting POIs. Now let's start planning our route in detail. Add some POIs as via points, take notes, and define break times so we can estimate whether we can be back at the hotel in time for dinner. As soon as the route is set, we can use the POI Live view to remove all unused POIs or delete them permanently. If POIs have been integrated into a route as shown here, the associated via points are linked to these POIs. If this route is opened again at a later time, all linked POIs are automatically loaded from the database and displayed together with the route. In order to simplify the clarity of the card selection, you can deactivate cards that are rarely used or not used at all. Disabled maps no longer appear in context menus. By managing the map styles, you can reactivate all hidden maps at any time. In version 5.13, more than 40 tutorial videos are now available for free. In order to be able to follow these videos even more easily, the video player can now be opened directly and displayed in parallel on a second monitor. A new button has been integrated at the bottom left for this purpose. If the video player is open, you can use the button with the plus button to open the download manager for tutorial videos and download all the free tutorials and watch them at your leisure. If the player is displayed on a second monitor, you can now pause the tutorial at any time and follow the work steps shown at your leisure. A feature that has been requested frequently in recent months is the generation of documents in DOCX format from a track. These documents can be opened and edited with applications such as Microsoft Word. To generate a document from a track, select the track, click on Share and then on DOCX document. After the document has finished rendering, it will be displayed in Microsoft Word if Word is installed. POIs along a track are also integrated into this document. For POIs that are linked to a screenshot or photo, this image is included in the document. If you want to prepare a particularly beautiful track for a tour group, you can activate the Google Street View view and drive along the track step by step and create a few Street View POIs in beautiful places. If travel participants are not yet familiar with the travel destination, they get a nice first impression of the trip. If you took photos while you were recording the track and activated the GEO coding in your camera or smartphone, you can easily import selected images into Track of the Day as POIs using drag and drop. Within the DOCX document is the distance to the track and the distance to each POI performed at the start of the track. The default settings for vehicles and routing profiles have also been revised. Instead of the truck, there is now the example cruiser. Cruisers are motorcycles such as the new BMW R18 or various models from Harley-Davidson or Indian, for example. Owners of such motorcycles usually want to glide along relaxed and not rush from one hairpin bend to the next. Thanks to the combination of vehicle dimensions and parameters for the new extended routing, well-developed roads are recommended with this routing profile. Inner cities are avoided if possible. This type of routing also has the advantage of receiving all kinds of traffic jam reports, warnings about road conditions, etc. If there are warnings, the associated route segments are shown as a dashed line. The list of warnings can be opened via the small warning triangle on the left edge of the map. Each warning can be selected to display the associated traffic situation. Clicking the magnifying glass button on an alert will highlight that section on the main map. You can also view all alerts step by step and easily hide less interesting alert categories. The large button with the magnifying glass shows all warnings along a route. With the garbage can you can delete all warnings. Warnings are integrated into the associated route via a GPX extension when exporting. All warnings can contain the coordinates of the start and end of traffic jams and roadworks, etc. If you click on one of these coordinates, Google Street View will search for suitable images. If there are pictures, it is easier to decide whether it is better to avoid the section in question. To create a detour, you can click on the map with the left mouse button while holding down the key combination Ctrl+Shift and thus easily insert a via point into the current route. All via points can easily be moved at any time, and thanks to the Street View integration, you know immediately what you can look forward to when driving around. Here we can now see the different ways of working for standard routing and extended routing. In order for navigation devices to calculate routes as originally planned, they should contain as many route points that the calculation results in an identical route. In order to automatically add many route points to a route, there is a refine route function in Track of the Day. For maximum convenience when exporting routes to Garmin navigation devices or the BMW Connected Ride app, there is a new Auto Refinement option, or AR for short. In the Route Export dialog you will find two new AR options, which can be seen here. If you use Optimized AR to export a route to a Garmin navigation device, up to 100 shaping points are automatically included in this route. All shaping points are taken into account on Garmin devices when calculating the route. When importing routes, navigation devices such as the Zumo XT or the BMW Motorrad Navigator VI then automatically calculate a route that largely corresponds to what you actually planned. In order for these route calculations to work reliably on navigation devices, you should explicitly allow motorways, ferries, and toll roads, etc. This does not have any disadvantages, as it is already possible to plan within Track of the Day in such a way that motorways are avoided if necessary. You should also deactivate options such as curvy route or adventurous routing, as they are not necessary for well-planned routes and greatly slow down the import of all routes. If you spend a few days or weeks in the same place on vacation, you might want to avoid driving the same roads over and over again, or, conversely, driving particularly beautiful sections of the route several times. Routing overlays are now automatically generated in the same color as the original track or route so that you can see where the routes of several days intersect when planning a route. If the opacity for the routing overlays is reduced to about 50% in the administration dialog, you can see very well where planned routes overlap. In this example, you can see some of the tracks from the roadbook Sardinia. Any track can be converted into a routing overlay with a simple click. All overlays now automatically have the same color as the original tracks. If you set an opacity of about 50% for the routing overlays, all overlaps are now immediately visible. If you then convert all tracks into routes, you can adjust them individually and always keep an eye on the original tracks. Beginners in particular often ask why parts of a route are shown as the crow flies. The solution is often an accidentally deactivated auto-routing. You can see whether the automatic routing is activated by the light bulb symbol above the list of routes. If this symbol is red, the auto-routing is switched off and you can start a route calculation manually at any time. If the light bulb is green, routes are automatically recalculated with each change. It is important to keep in mind at all times that an identical calculation is repeated on each navigation device when you import a route there. Therefore, the display of the route history is only for orientation and has no real influence on what a navigation device will ultimately calculate. Only the number and the positioning of the route points decide whether a route later works as planned. For routes with many route points that are also extremely close together, very short segments are therefore automatically skipped and displayed as the crow flies. You can configure the minimum distance for a route calculation in the settings. The default distance is 1,000 meters. Much shorter values are possible here, but only make sense in very few cases. A third reason why a straight line is displayed instead of a route are avoidances configured in the routing profiles. If a ferry connection is necessary for a route, this cannot be calculated if ferries are to be avoided. The same applies to motorways, toll roads, etc. If a route point is accidentally set directly on a motorway bridge instead of on the idyllic country road below, this often leads to a somewhat adventurous routing. If motorways are avoided, the two adjacent route segments cannot be calculated. Such mistakes can be easily corrected by moving incorrectly placed route points by a few meters with the mouse. If you have any questions about Track of the Day, you can ask them using the contact form. You will be answered promptly and this service is completely free. You might also check out the Track of the Day community on Facebook. Many enthusiastic users meet there and are always happy to help with good tips and assistance. You can also use the forum free of charge to discuss questions and requests for improvement. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon and bye.